I'm on it, on it, I'm on it, on it, I'm on the street
boy beats.
I'm on it, on it.
Man, I told y'all niggas y'all ain't ready, man. We can't be stopped.
On the strip.
You probably have to break that down.
And that's why you got them rolling them
I see a
down,
hole with it.
rolling them down tops.
Reactive.
We still kicking it here. I can't get over my shit. Giddy got me. I'm drinking from it, Giddy boy. Jesus Christ.
You figured out how to open it? Got you. I can't wait to go to the Baby More with that.
Yeah, those came out nice, real nice.
And it's gonna keep your drink cold. And the other one, like I said, it has the speaker on that baby right there, skill show.
You said a speaker?
Yeah, this one got the speaker on
On the bottom.
Oh, because I thought I seen something that said speaker. Oh, that's hard right there.
That might be just good enough for all the rappers to come on. You gotta have bars if you get here. You talk about you can spit shit, so we'll definitely put it on. So right now we at the raw opinion of the day, which is my opinion is yes. Before I even get it out of my mouth, I wanted to ask our guest if he thought do he think there's any truth to being Black History Month? Do he think there's any truth?
Now?
I want to ask my guest a question.
Okay.
With it being Black History Month,
Okay.
I want, because I got to let it get away from me the other week and shit like that, my black stuff. So I got to put it back in before the month. Something black before this shit is over with, because I'm having short thoughts being in a short month. I wanted to ask, and my panel, to y'all, what do you think is any truth to information coming out now about Black people being in America before the Europeans?
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely think it's true.
Have you heard anything that would make you, how can you elaborate on what you think?
I mean, you hear a little bit about the history of the Moors and some of the other more darker skinned cultures that are supposed to be associated with black, and you start looking at some of the time periods, and as you go back, of course, there's a strong possibility that we were here before the Europeans. It's definitely a strong possibility. The thing is, though, the way society is, are they going to really let that really be known, though?
Right.
That's the biggest thing.
They ignore us. And,
No, they will let you know. Because they let you know every time they turn around. They just keep finding new ones and new ones. Every time they turn around, the oldest body that they keep finding that was on the planet that's a human has been black. They've been told you that right there. They found one in the Congo, and it was freshly preserved, and she was like Indian style, and she had wet fingers, and they was like she was probably 13 years old, black. You know what I'm saying? They keep telling me this. So they're not hiding it, we just don't want to look into it.
well, there's a lot of black people looking into it, but it's like when they push the narrative.
They ain't make no motherfucking movies about it.
It's not talked about.
Yeah,
It's not
like-
publicized as
Roots.
much as it should be.
Right, they're not giving us. But like I said, it's them. We need to look into it. You know what I mean? But they're like black people are so comfortable under the white man,
But you know what they did
under the
video?
European rules and regulations that we get discouraged before we even get started.
But the so-called American Indians are Mongolians. You traveled, you know what I'm saying? You was leaving Mongolia, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was reckless in Mongolia, you know what I'm saying? You left there, there's a whole trail of teepees and arrows and Indian animals. You walked there, you threw, you know what I'm saying? And next thing you know, someone's left in Alaska, and the Eskimos, and some of them kept on going, you know what I'm saying? And that's what you are, you know what I'm saying? You just decided to stay here. Because people are, are wanderers, you know what I'm saying? We're travelers, you know what I'm saying? We learned later on how to just stay in one fucking spot because you just kept on moving.
You know what I seen? I seen some shit. A motherfucker talking about them motherfuckers' diaries, like Christopher Columbus's diary, and there was another traveler's diary that they was talking about black people in it. You know what I'm saying? Where
The Africans I seen something. They said something. Christopher Columbus said the Africans already knew a way
Yeah.
to America.
Yeah.
And that means when he went back, the original colony, he thought he landed on it wasn't America. Or when a motherfucker got here, he learned from the Africa.
Yeah, he didn't discover nothing that wasn't already discovered.
Right. Cause my goal.
And you had to bad that because you got here's another mystery. I'm high. Here's another mystery. Like, okay, you got the pyramids in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? And they say it's supposed to be is a tale. You know what I'm saying? And they're looking for Atlantis. You know, they're always looking for something. Like they're looking for Noah's Ark. You know what I'm saying? But when Atlantis was falling from the, you know what I'm saying, the face of the earth, like how California's supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying? You have people who had little boats and all whatever, and they end up in South America because it's like the theory is, how do you have something that's in Egypt, the same type of shit is all the way over here in South? You don't have pyramids nowhere on the planet, but at those two places, and they're all pointed at the same stars and all that. So you got to be like the same type people and shit.
I thought that. I think at the time when everything was connected. It was a time when all this shit was connected.
When no people here though.
Before the continent started breaking up a little bit,
Yeah, no people here though at the time.
Somebody had to be here.
The dinosaurs.
It was
For
easier
people to be.
It was easier to migrate back then.
Yeah, but for people to be able to be here, there's people on each continent. Once the shit is broken off, it had to be people walking around first. You know what I'm saying? For them to end up
But man didn't get here. Man started in Africa, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right,
But
that's
those
what I'm
continents
saying.
already have separated. That's why you got in Australia, you got, you know, the indigenous
had it,
people
though.
in Australia, you know what I'm saying? Those are people that migrated there also. You had
have they though? You understand what I'm saying? Like, have they though?
No, I'm saying this right here. Like if this is one continent, you know, all of them together, then they sprinkle off right here. Now they're where they at. And then man come into Africa. How can you be over here?
That's what I'm saying. I
somewhere
think
else?
man was in Africa.
Life started
Everybody
in
was
Africa.
there, and then they ventured to the different parts from.
Because it used to be just one big
and
swamp.
then it broke
It was
off.
just all one big, just swampy, tree, nasty area. Just
I just think it was all
Middle.
one piece of shit.
man didn't get here till after it
I don't believe that.
departed.
I don't believe that.
You have
So
to.
like, they were just dropping people here. Okay, we're gonna put some people
Because when they
here.
find dinosaurs, you don't see them at little dinosaur. You don't see human babies, you know, around or bones or nothing. When the dinosaurs was, you know, what I'm saying, doing ain't no humans nowhere. You know, what I'm saying, when we find the dinosaur bones here, you know, what I'm saying, we are finding humans here. You know, what I'm saying, like the deeper you go down, you know, almost like when you chop a tree and how you can tell how old it is by counting the layers and stuff right there. You know, that's how you do with the earth. The lower it down, that's how you tell you how many, you know, what I'm saying, years or 1,000 years that stuff is. Archaeology, it's a
What that
motherfucker.
got to do with it? That people was here.
If dinosaurs is here, you'll find dinosaurs. You see human bones here, just right along with the.
What year did they see it that you know of?
They never.
What year did you know of that you know of? They found when they found a dinosaur bone before a human bone.
I don't understand the question.
You saying there
You
wasn't no
mean-
humans?
Did they find a
No,
dinosaur bone before a human bone?
No,
How
I'm saying
long
this right
did they
here.
find a dinosaur bone?
If you're
that-
digging,
that passes the
if
age
you
of
start
a
digging in the
human
ground
bone.
right now, you know what I'm saying, just start digging. We're gonna find human. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna find woolly mammoths and humans and
I'm speaking
saber-tooth
of
tigers.
ages, the
You're
age
not
of
gonna
them.
find a dinosaur yet. You're gonna have to keep digging before you find a
I'm
dinosaur.
speaking on ages.
What you going off of, by the way? You going off of his story? Or you going off of...
That's what I'm
No,
asking.
his story is just something that come out of somebody's mouth.
That's what I'm
History is what you can sit there and hold in your hand and prove. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is King Tut's body right here in this tomb. We have it. Look at it. You know what I'm saying? They'll tell you, like, if you look at, or they tell you this in high school and all that, right there. If you, the further you would never see a Tyrannosaurus Rex right next to a human because they didn't live in the same era. A person never looked
what
at
I'm
a
saying
dinosaur.
is-
A person never got ate by
How do you know?
a Tyrannosaurus Rex because of the evidence that's left behind.
Where you see it at?
It's in the ground. It's still there.
So nobody studied
It's
to
still
show you a
in there.
study of the actual factuals, what you saying?
You all over the place.
No, I'm not. I'm in one place.
They didn't.
All I said is what you said. Why you saying
I'm gonna give you an example right here.
Hold on,
concrete evidence.
hold on. Let
Okay,
me
go ahead.
finish saying what I'm saying. If you saying, because I said what I believe is, what I think is, everything was together
It was.
at first.
You can still put it together like a piece, like a puzzle.
Exactly. People were there then.
No, they wasn't until it's separated.
And what I'm saying is, so they wait till everything's separated.
Ain't no they wait till everything's
Listen,
separated.
I mean, come on, are we fucking retarded here, or are we just? I could use that as a synonym or whatever the fuck, right? In a conversation, like for me to say they, I ain't saying like it was a group of people and just start dropping people. God, is that better for you? God, when man was with Adam and Eve and God,
Big Bang Theory.
yeah, whatever. When all that happened, that didn't happen with people here, or something like because I'm saying like for it to be all these different people, for us to have Australians, Europeans, Germans, all these different people and shit, like different ethnicities.
Them is just countries. Them ain't ethnic. Germany is a white.
They
person
come
Germany.
from what?
Germany is a white.
Wasn't a
person
man
from
there?
Germany.
Wasn't a man there first before
France
they
is-
became Germans?
That's what they I don't care. Look, you said once who you are, you just decide to say you. Just like you was Sean Jordan before there was a most ill. That's just a name that you created. The Germans just a name that people who were there created. Let's
I understand, but I'm just saying when you
something.
said there were no dinosaurs, there were no men around the times of the dinosaurs.
I mean, we got a computer.
I want to know. No, you speaking of it like you looked at.
It's almost like this right here. Let's say we start digging in the ground right here. I bet you will not find, you know what I'm saying, like
You never
in
will
that.
know.
No, this is real shit right here. You
Never
will not
will know.
find a afro, you know what I'm saying. And if you dig deep inside, you find, you know what I'm saying, like if this world was the end, and you start digging and digging and digging and digging and digging right here, you will see some 1960s cars. They're all over the place and shit. Record players and all that. Guess what you won't see? You won't see a fucking cell phone there. You won't see a pair of Jordans right there. You know what I'm saying? You dug too far down. You know what I'm saying? You'll see Jordans here, but you won't see Jordans in the 1920s. So the
I know
further
that's how
down
things
you
happen.
dig,
Oh,
the older the
thank
shit
you,
is.
Professor.
If you keep digging and digging and digging, you won't find no dinosaurs no more. Like where the
Thank
fuck?
you, Professor.
Never
You'll
gonna
find
know.
dinosaurs.
Yeah.
We're never gonna know.
You'll find a dinosaur. If you find a
So you will
dinosaur,
always
they've been
find-
finding. They just found the fucking. They just found
Man
the
is
fucking
not nowhere
dinosaur.
near
Listen,
the same age as dinosaurs.
They just
Tyrannosaurus
found
Rex.
some shit, and all I'm saying to the shit you're saying is, okay, how old were the human bones were to the age of the dinosaur bones? If you said their men wasn't around during dinosaur time, how long ago was that?
You know the
before?
Grand Canyon right here, the Grand Canyon right here. When that was a river, you know what I'm saying, there was no people around. You know what I'm saying? When that was a lake or a river or ocean,
How
whatever
do
it
you
is.
know?
When that there's the Big Bang Theory. When that came down and it blew all kind of shit up right here. You big dinosaurs, y'all dying off and shit. You know what I'm saying? Now the little motherfuckers, y'all can't catch them. You know what I'm saying? Cause you too fucking little and shit. I'm too big and fast. All the Tyrannosaurus is all, they was dead and all kind of shit right there. So the Tyrannosaurus Rex, you gonna starve to death. So that means the smaller animals, you know what I'm saying, is still gonna run around. Just like how you say rats and roaches have been around for like, even back in the caveman days, back in the dinosaur days, because they're small, you can get out of there. You can get up out of there right there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why the bigger dinosaurs, you die the fuck off. The carnivores and shit, because you have nothing big enough that you can catch because they're all dead with you. You know what I'm saying? Or dying. You know what I'm saying? So that's when you had the little smaller animals, you know what I'm saying? The crocodile and all that shit right there, you know what I'm saying? That's when man started to pop around. Man and dinosaur never touched each other. That's why we don't, if they have, we don't know how they feel.
How did we get here?
How do we get here? Don't nobody know. Either you got the God thing, or you got the evolution thing. You know what I'm saying? Where, you know what I'm saying, everything comes from water. You know what I'm saying? Like how a lot of, they say this right here, like we come from water because we do this. These are webs. What you need webs for? For swimming. You know what I'm saying? We come from out of water. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at the evolutionary chart, like birds, you know what I'm saying? They were fish.
Some of your stuff
Birds
be
and
good,
fish?
Yeah,
but
birds
not
and fish.
all of it.
Okay.
Oh, it is.
Some of your stuff be good.
Research the white man's
So
history.
you keep blaming everything on the white man, like
I
they're the
just
only
said we had to
archaeologists
research
that's
it.
around.
That's the
Like,
books
They're
you
the
speak
only
from.
archaeologists around.
Those are the books you speak
remember
from.
it was black archaeologists that found the oldest living like person, period, the cave, that's why they found the web was even deeper than that right there. You know how you got the evolutionary chart? She's not even on the evolutionary chart because she's before that. You know what I'm saying? So
Before the dinosaurs.
it was no, before the evolutionary chart is how man comes. You see the evolutionary chart when you start to raise up and you walk up straight. You know what I'm saying? The Neanderthal period, you know what I'm saying? There was a Neanderthal period.
It wasn't no
saying?
fish at the beginning of it.
What do you mean? Everything comes from water. Why do you think the earth is like 90%, like
It's-
70% water?
I know, Paul.
They
feel
planet that don't have no water.
This
There's
is
no
common
life
knowledge.
without no water. Put some water on the moon, you'll start to see life.
No, there's no gravity on it.
So your conclusion is
So what? See how we switched on to this right here? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's going to be people everywhere
Black
because
people here.
man has always been travelers. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you
Especially black people, they
if
say.
it's not a shock for you to see a white guy in Asia, why is it a shock that if somebody said, you know, there was black people in China, you know what I'm saying, in the 1400s? Like, why is that such a shock? You know what I'm saying? Like, we're going to be everywhere because we were travelers at first before we decided to sit down and learn how to farm and all that right there. You kept it moving. I'm not going to stay here for a long time because you didn't know how to farm. You had to go to where the good water is. You got to keep on moving and shit.
I seen somewhere they said black people
We're everywhere. They got to be.
ventured off to China. Black
That's
people
why Chinese people don't
ventured
fry
off
fish,
to
fried chicken.
Asians are everywhere.
Asia.
You know, like Asians, they got travelers. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, every race is everywhere.
We ventured off into the outback. What's that shit called? over there?
Australia.
Australia.
You got the
And
dudes with
The
good
Aborigines.
Them the Aborigines.
yeah. And some of the
Spain.
motherfuckers was albino black people. You know what I'm
Spain,
saying?
Colombia.
And that's where the white pigment come from or some shit like
Because
that.
white people can't be albino.
So,
Hold on. I think I've seen white albinos.
Not a white person.
yeah, wasn't it albino?
On a movie, I remember they said that it was wrong because the girl that was an albino girl on the movie, they said it was wrong because y'all villainized her. Like, and they were saying, how come every time you see something albino on TV, they are the villain? And y'all did it again. You know what I'm saying? It was a white albino girl.
What?
I forget the fuck this movie is, but she was
So
bad.
albino, you bad. Nigga, you bad. Nigga albino, you bad.
I'm lost right here.
Yeah.
So that's my conclusion too. You got a conclusion on that, on how you feel about that, bro?
No, I don't have a conclusion on that, man. I'm gonna just be real. I was letting you guys politic and have your debate and discussion on that. Like I said, I've always thought black people have been around for a long, long time. You know what I mean? It started to become more discoveries of more colored people in different areas, and it's more of, at least it's becoming more acknowledged now. People are starting to bring it up because some of us were like, we already knew that. You know what I mean? So it's becoming more noticeable. It's being brought up, but it's still a lot of history that's not going to be told. You know?
It's not gonna be
You don't
told.
blind
Yeah.
it.
I didn't know that.
Or they just don't know yet.
Look, I did not know that
You
in
know.
the Christian, what's the Pope's?
The Catholics.
Well, his he got a cathedral, whatever the fuck
Uh-huh.
he be in, right? It's a picture of a black Jesus or a black
The
God.
black Mary and the black Jesus.
Yeah, I
But
did.
it shouldn't be there.
But there's a big story about the Catholic Church hiding a lot of
Exactly,
that.
exactly. So-
I've seen.
They try to create their own
I've
narrative.
seen
It
some shit.
feels like something is going. Like it's always felt like some
But the
other
Vatican
shit
don't hide
is
it.
going on, and they're trying to hide some shit. It's
But the
always
Vatican,
felt like
no.
that.
They don't hide
No, the Vatican,
Vatican,
people in Europe don't hide.
the Vatican looking
The
for
thing
Noah's
about
Ark.
black people,
They got the covenant, you know what I'm saying? That
the
was in the Bible.
servant.
They got so
It's
much shit.
it's the white people over here.
Yeah.
It's the shit that created America that's trying to hide the black shit.
Wow.
They know over there as far as what it was there. You know, in the beginning of time. But when you get to America, that's when it takes on a whole nother, some other shit.
some different
Because
presidents.
everything we know
Because keep
here,
in mind,
he was raped from it here.
in the
We had-
60s, you know what I'm saying, that's what the Black Panther was trying to explain to people when he said, you know what I'm saying, we come from kings and queens. It don't mean because you black, you a fucking queen. It meant this right here. You know what I'm saying? It meant in that time, people thought history, black people of black history started from slavery. And that's all the fuck they knew. And they like, no, we come from areas where they were kings. You know what I'm saying? They didn't know shit about Cleopatra. When that movie Cleopatra came out, it's because that's when black people started to get educated about who Cleopatra was, because you know the Black Panther was telling you about Cleopatra and King Tut, and these is black, you know what I'm saying, superior people.
But all these things before all of that, it was white people. They was putting white people in those roles. They put white people
because all we
and I
knew
was
was
just telling
we came
somebody-
from slavery. Like that's the beginning of black.
I was just telling somebody, all that shit is fucking 100-something degrees. They warring in Egypt, you know what I mean, and all these different movies that they make of shit. That's not true. Those was black people in those original stories. They wasn't white people, Hercules
So they
and
mimicking-
motherfucking.
Right.
Basically mimicking us.
Yeah, they taking
I
our
wouldn't even
stories.
call it that. It was just right here, like back in that time and era. You know what I'm saying? First of all, nigger, I'm not gonna have you star in a fucking movie and shit. You know what I'm saying? First of all, you can't
Until
even
they
come,
need
you
it.
can't even come to the front of this door. You can't even drink out this fucking
And they
water
were trying to
fountain.
create
What
their
make
own
you
narrative
think
of
you're
what
gonna
they
be the
wanted
star
black people to
of a
look like.
movie?
Until
That's why,
they
you had
needed
the,
us.
that's why you had the people in blackface. And it wasn't to be sometimes mean. It was like, we're not hiring no nigga. I'm gonna have a white motherfucker paint his face black, and you're gonna play the niggas.
Yeah, no, they was being
Instead, 'cause I'm not
fucked
gonna,
up, too.
I'm not
Just
gonna,
like the white dudes
I'm not
was
gonna
playing
hire
Indians.
you.
They played the Native Americans.
Yeah.
You know, the
Indian,
same
just
type
like
of
shit,
thing.
Tony.
All
Fucking
of
Al Pacino was a Cuban.
Yeah.
No, that was just good acting right there.
That wasn't good acting for real.
Now, if you really look, think
But he
about
was
it,
playing a Cuban.
But
if
the,
you
but,
really listen at it, bro,
He
that
don't talk like this.
yeah.
He was
Okay? He don't talk like this.
Yeah, I'm talking about.
Octopus through my ears.
That's a good one
That
right
was
there.
nice
You should do the
shit.
that's who you do the commercial with right there with that voice right there.
Oh, shit.
Octopus. Tell you, man. Touch her.
I gotta taste with some greens. I want something different. I mean, some chicken from Martha's Kitchen when they know ingredients miss and listen. I want a brisket. I like my cornbread this. Pick up the phone, come get this.
Come
They got
get
the biggest sandwiches. Ha. Thinking of Jesus. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup. Is that macaroni and cheese? Yup.
All famous kitchen. Octopus up to my ears.
That's how you should do the.
614-556-2174. I ain't been doing it. I can't do it that long.
Life should be relaxing. Let me tell you, no, get off me. But it's not.
There you go.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Life should be relaxing, but it's not. Sometimes we have to create our own enjoyment with many different creme floral flavors, such as blackberry plum, strawberry rose, peach, and pomegranate mango. Don't forget lemon haze and berry beautiful. Relax, kick your feet up and enjoy the taste. Creme velour, draped imperial grace. Creme velour, my lord. Six. No, I'm gonna get it back.
Got
You
the
know.
violent with it, wasn't it?
She'll give her some mango. She'll be back tomorrow.
Tomorrow, you know, because you say all these couple of Tony words here and there at a time. So this is, hey, we love to have had you in the building tonight, my God.
Where can everybody catch you at,
I'm
man?
glad
Yeah.
that you had me out.
Yeah, let
Definitely
everybody
glad
know
you
where
had
they
me
can catch you at and holler at you and tap in and all that shit.
out. I'm Ohio Chronic Life on Instagram. My business page is Ohio Chronic Creations. You can find me on Facebook at OC Creations. We do different shows and cannabis events all over. So we got a couple shows booked up for the next couple months. So you can always catch me vending at a show.
Word, that's dope. And this is a good dude. He's a cool dude. And he got some flavors in. I mean, flavors for you, so.
Oh, the trays up
You know
more.
what you do. Huh? Yeah. Show all that.
Leather,
The leather shit.
custom.
Custom, anything. Belt, also belts and also other shit too.
Yeah, it's a couple little
clothing,
accessories.
you got the clothing also. So check out my guy, man. He's official.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Man, we
It's been
appreciate
all love.
you. Yeah, all love.
Good food too.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And we got Paul Clark over there. I'm your boy Rawway, aka the big homie. You wanna tell him something, P-Love?
Fuck you, Paul.
Exactly. And this has been the Rawway Show with Paul and Rawway and my guy behind the scenes without no motherfucking green. Well, that was wrong. Playboy Technical Play.
What up?
And we will see you next week when we got Yeah Mama in handcuffs.
Okay. Allegedly.
Or do we? That's fun.
Appreciate y'all.
We're gonna take a few pictures too.
I'm on it, on it, I'm on it, on it, I'm on the street.
Boy beats.
I'm on it, on it.
Man, I told y'all niggas y'all ain't ready, man. We can't be stopped.
On the strip.
Storehouse Entertainment.